Hey guys, Jay here, and I come to you today with a new character. So first of all, let's just run through a map. It is a jungle valley. It is a 8 mod. Well, I forgot. Well, let me show you the mods on the map here, right? So this is the 8 mods, jungle valley, a bunch of random shit, and let's actually run through the map, right? Without further ado. Right, so we got everything going, and things will go like this. Pretty impressive looking. Okay, let's just click a random shrine. I did not read it. I should have, but I did not read it. So basically, this is how the build looks like in-game mapping performance. This is going to be, I think, a more leaning toward map farming character, but it can do bosses because mechanically it is pretty good for bosses. Actually, I will explain in a little bit in the character setup, but for now, let's just focus on clearing this map. The build is not like very tanky. It is okay, at least for the current setup. I can sacrifice tankiness for literally like 2.5 times to 3 times more damage. But as I am using a Juggernaut here and I have been playing a tanky build for a while, it feels better for me to stay a little relatively tanky, right? So basically, again, this is how it looks like. I think it is pretty cool. I'm not like zooming through like in an unrealistic speed over here. As you can see, I still pick up gold. I still pick up a random drop here and there. So it's just realistic. Realistic. If you do not have a Mageblood, by the way, you can totally build this character. Mageblood is just quality of life here. However, it is Mageblood, right? So obviously it's going to be better with Mageblood. I even think that you can have more damage without a Mageblood. And I will explain in a little bit. Maybe you can use a Headhunter for like speed farming and being like tanky like a god in map. Maybe you can just use a normal belt, not like a normal belt, but another unique cheap option that is going to be Arn's Anguish. Simply will give you a lot more damage than what you can have here actually. As you can see, I'm not like super tanky. This is not like a Casper instant level of tankiness. But the playstyle allow you to move around quite a lot. Okay, these bosses is wrecking me. But you know, you can't just always safely run around and yeah, things will be going crazy. Alright. So as we have a normal Exarch here, let's just run the normal Exile as well. This is a happy coincidence. I did not plan this one. But let's just run this as well. Maybe I will even fail it because I kind of want to see how the damage is looking at the current state, because my plan is I do think that this is not the best class for this build. The best is going to be Inquisitor for like just roughly equal amount of tankiness but way more damage. And if you want like just raw an insane amount of damage, you should go for something like an assassin. It'll be roughly the same skill tree except for a little bit difference in the starting area. Okay, I was talking too much. I forgot to see the that he is charging. All right, obviously we cannot take that. This is not like an insanely tanky build. Let me see if I can take the ball. I can't take a ball. One ball here and there is okay. I cannot take a lot of balls, it seems. Okay, Mageblood is actually making this harder to dodge. God Gamer. Okay. You can technically stay very far away because of how the Volcanic Fissure sneaking works. You can technically stay very far away and still, you know, hit the boss. You can stay in here, and the Volcanic Fissure will just travel to the middle. It will seek out the enemy for you, and it will hit multiple times, right? So let's just stay in this arena, and I will show you basically how the character is. So right here, I should be changing the MTX, by the way, just a disclaimer. But anyway, this is a fire spell on hit trigger X. This is basically the build around item here. I crafted this myself. It cost me more than it should, but yeah, it took me like roughly 200 divine to make this. But if I have to remake it, right, it should cost around 50. Because I was not like a master at crafting. I just know some crafting, and I'm a fan of like try and fail. So I decided to go in pretty much just blind. But basically, what you need to do to craft this axe is to have the increased critical strike and critical damage. You can do it by just combining two axes, one elder, one shaper. That's going to be the cheapest one. I go for the harder route, so it's my fault, but that is going to be the cheaper one. And what you're looking for is one open prefix and one open suffix. One open suffix is going to be used to craft the can craft up to 3 crafted modifier, and then that is 2 divine, right? And then you can do suffix is going to be changed, scour, so you have all open prefixes. What you can do next is to craft the suffix is going to be changed again. So that is 2 different times the suffix is going to be changed. That is already 6 divine. And then you hit it with a Veiled Orb. The Veiled Orb is 14 divine, so that is already 20 divine for 1 try. What you are going to do here is you are going to craft 2 additional crafted modifier from crafting bench, which is penetration on chaos and penetration for elemental damage. That is going to limit your unveiled option into 2 results, and it's guaranteed to be 2, not 3. One of them is going to always be physical damage, with poison, bleeding, you know, it doesn't matter. What you care about is the other option. The other option can be 1 out of 7 outcome, and you can benefit from 3 out of 7. So less than 50% chance to actually hit it. I hit it in 3 tries, so a little bit below average, but you should be able to hit something usable. Basically, the options that can be usable is going to be spell damage with mana regen, spell damage with elemental damage as extra chaos, which is probably the best one. Fire damage, as you can see over here, or the other one that can be there but is not useful is cold, lightning, chaos damage. And then the last one is going to be minion damage and minion health hybrid, right? So 4 out of 7 is unusable. 3 out of 7 is good. Your choice. You can do like a more budget option. You don't need to go all in like this. You can go for just 1 support gem maybe. You can just use the essences on a elder or shaper base, and then just spam the essence a couple of times. Try to fish for one of the supported gem, and then, you know, craft something on it. Like hits can be evade, or like what I do right here, right? 2 levels of socket support gem is very nice, and hits can be evade is like almost mandatory. So we don't need to worry about accuracy whatsoever. The Squire, obviously. Asher the Star. This is super strong for this. It does give you a lot of radius on Firestorm of Meteor. So why we need radius is because we are using Awakened Spell Cascade, which allow you to cast basically instead of, let me just show you here, right? So normally if you cast this one with Awakened Spell Cascade, it looks like this. There will be 5 meteor like almost on the side of each other. If you don't have Awakened Spell Cascade, then it would just be 1. So the reason why we need a lot of radius and AoE is we want to overlap with the 5 meteors in one cast, right? So quality is super, super good. Right. So next, the quality is super good on Rage Vortex of Berserking, which is what I use for mapping mostly. When I enter the map, I will just hit them with Volcanic Fissure of Snaking once or twice. Because we have a lot of rage on hit from here and from the passive skill tree, so we will be able to turn on Rage Vortex of Berserking and just move around basically with, yeah, just killing everything around. You technically can just use Rage Vortex of Berserking, but I actually prefer Volcanic Fissure of Snaking, and I think the sweet spot is to use both. One for mapping, one for more single target oriented situation. Because Rage Vortex of Berserking, there is one downside to the particular setup that I'm using here, is it is going to just gradually reduce your rage to a rate that it will run out. And in single target situation, I think the best bet is to get maximum rage all the time. Why? Because we have Ravenous Passion. This thing makes your rage instead becomes a more multiplier to spell damage, which is the main source of damage here. So I think overall, probably the best skill to use is Volcanic Fissure of Snaking. And you can use it for map clear as well. It's not bad at all for map clear. It's just fun to run around with Rage Vortex of Berserking on. That literally is the whole reason. And for Volcanic Fissure of Snaking, probably you can even use another gloves option to give you more damage on the spell. This is just rage sustain for Rage Vortex of Berserking, right, for the cool factor of it. I am linking them to enhance here for even more quality. Why quality is good on here I already mentioned, but quality is good for both the skill. Rage Vortex Berserking quality is give you a massive area of effect because it's base radius again, and quality on Volcanic Fissure of Snaking is giving you extra hits. Fissure erupt 4 additional times here because I have a total of more than 80% quality. So each 20% quality is giving you 1 additional erupt from here. So as you can see, if I remove the multi-strike, right, 6 additional time if I slam once. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. It will hit 7 times. If there is a target here, 4 out of 7, if there's a single target, 4 hits out of 7 will guarantee to hit it. At least 3 if you do not aim the first hit on the target. At least 3 of the hits is going to just hit the single target because it will travel in the target, travel out, and then go back in because it is like a heat-seeking mechanic on the Volcanic Fissure of Snaking. So it is a insanely strong skill, right? Okay. Fortify, I'm not even sure if Fortify is going to work. I don't have a lot of damage on it. Maybe I would just remove this one, get something like, maybe I would just immediately change out this one. I think, yeah, this one is going to be better. Life gain on hit, just extra sustain is going to be very nice, especially for these 2 skills. Multiple hits, each enemy hit once is going to give us a little bit more life. But this setup is basically not for damage. It's just a little bit of extra quality of life, basically. If you want more rage sustain, you can put rage support here. I don't think it's necessary with the Admiral Arrogance. If you don't have Admiral Arrogance on, you choose to use a different gloves, then rage support is probably a good one here. Even though we do have a lot of rage from, yeah, a lot of rage on hit from taking a bunch of rage nodes over here, right? Eventually, I think I will take this one as well. Not sure, not entirely sure. Anyway, so Arctic, so automation is going to be turning on Molten Shell and Righteous Fire when I enter the map. This might not be a good idea because in some maps you might not want Righteous Fire, but it's just one less button to press every map, right? Arctic Armor is going to be the Reservation with Petrified Blood. I'm using 2 mobility, so Shield Charge with faster attack, and then a Flame Dash to get over the cliff. Mark on hit is going to be linked to Assassin's Mark, so we have Assassin's Mark on single target. Eternal Blessing and Anger is going to be the Blessing Aura, as per usual, right? The links is Firestorm, Meteor, Cascade, Empower, because we have the +2 supported gem in here. If you don't have +2 supported gem, then Empower might not be as good. Fire Pan, Element of Focus, and Immolate. Why Immolate and Element of Focus? Immolate is a lot of flat damage. Like, we don't have a lot of sources of flat damage in this build, so Immolate is super strong. Why using it with Element of Focus, where you cannot inflict Ignite? Well, we inflict Ignite by our attack, so yeah, it just works out, right? We inflict Ignite with our attack. We do have 50% crit chance over here, and then some extra chance to Ignite from the gem itself. So, you know, 1-2 hit, it will always Ignite, because Ignite that lasts for 4 seconds. So you will always ignite an enemy. The enemies will always be ignited, and you will always gain the flat damage from Immolate. Immolate is super strong, right? Maybe wait a minute. If I put this one in here, it is going to be like even crazier. But you know, I will try to tinker it with POE. Maybe this one in the +2 support gem here is going to be better. I am putting the Spell Cascade normally, as the Spell Cascade gives me 1% less area of effect. That makes sense, right? Okay. So anything else? Oh, I didn't even have the last flask. The last one here, probably Progenesis is going to be the best bet. Progenesis is going to be like the most insane thing. I can't afford it now, but for, you know, testing out the character, I did not get it yet. Probably I would use Progenesis here. Yeah, that is it. Try to get a lot of life and resist on your rings. If you use this setup, the life and resist is pretty much just coming from your ring. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 unique items, 7 unique items, and an axe, a weapon. That is technically another unique item. So you only have 2 rings as your rare slot for life and resistance. Luckily, this league we do have the option for maximum life being reflected and being crazy. So we have a lot of flat life from here. Okay, I cannot complain. Alright, so yeah, that is this character currently. Let me know if you think it is interesting. Let me know if you want to see like a more min-maxed version and a more fine-tuned version of this character. I think I am going to level up a Inquisitor. I think the Inquisitor is going to be hands down the best one, at least for this. It is going to be hands down the best. Yeah, not gonna lie. Inquisitor. So yeah, again, thanks so much for watching, and please leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you think this is interesting or helpful to you in any way. And oh, by the way, if you want to purchase anything, not anything, but a lot of things that is available in POE, right? So if you are going to buy something like cosmetic, you want to buy like a microtransaction, and you can do it by using my link to Nexus Store. That is not going to cost you anything extra, but it is going to help me a little bit because I will get a tiny bit of the cut of that purchase. Again, you will not lose anything else, but I will gain something. So if you want to support me, support this channel, then please consider that as an option. I will leave the link in the description. And again, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.